What is my message to Americans that want to come to China? Well, right now, honestly, it's not a good idea.
To make money and to travel.
Well, you not making money in America?
I switched careers too many times, and the last career I had didn't make me that much money, and I wanted to travel the world. So the best way to travel around the world was to become an English teacher, and China was the best country to do it in.
So what is your impression of China after living here for some time?
I tell you, I think the people are so kind. They're about the nicest people I've ever met throughout my travels in the world. I would say that in general, Shanghai has has the most character of any city that I've lived in throughout Asia.
Welcome you to China.
All right, thank you. All right. All right, so please tell us your name, where you're from, and how long you've been in China.
Hi, my name is Shamira. I'm from America, New York specifically, and I've lived in China for 3 years.
Hey, what's up? My name is Josh Vaughn. I've been in China for 6 years, and I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio, in the USA. Hey, my name is Ryan Sims from United States, Detroit, Michigan, USA. What's up? Been out in China almost 10 years.
My name's Ryan. I'm from Boston originally, and I've moved to China about 3 years ago in July of 2019. And I've been living here ever since.
Hi, my name is Donna. I've been in China for about 7 years, and I'm from the US, Alabama.
Why did you come to China in the first place?
So I originally thought I was going to Singapore for work, but then at the very last minute my company said, would you like to move to China? And I said, no, I think it won't be such an enjoyable experience. But then, as soon as I arrived here, I started to realize this place was, it was much better than any other city I'd been to in Asia. I really enjoyed it.
I came for my career. I'm a teacher, and at first I came to work for Education First, and I had a good run in Beijing.
To make money and to travel.
Well, you not making money in America?
I switched careers too many times, and the last career I had didn't make me that much money, and I wanted to travel the world. So the best way to travel around the world was to become an English teacher, and China was the best country to do it in.
To get money, no. But yeah, that's really the reason, honestly. I left right after college, graduated May 2012, and came out here February 2013. I originally came to China to teach microeconomics and macroeconomics.
Okay.
I was in Fuzhou, Fujian. That was my first destination. I did that for about 3 years. Then I stopped. I went full-time jiu-jitsu. I won 2 world championships in 2019 at 88 kgs. And then, after that, I decided that I wanted to put my passion towards something else, and I started my own brand. And now I sell sunglasses made from recycled plastic from the ocean.
So what is your impression of China after living here for some time?
I tell you, I think the people are so kind. They're about the nicest people I've ever met throughout my travels in the world. I would say that in general, Shanghai has the most character of any city that I've lived in throughout Asia.
Well, I've lived in other countries like South Korea, and I've visited other places, and for me, China was easier for assimilating and adjusting, and I felt that there were a lot of avenues where foreigners can really thrive.
It's really interesting because I've seen the gamut. I've seen everything you could possibly see: up, down, left, around, lockdowns, friendly situations, unfriendly situations, money, lost money, got jobs, lost jobs, seen friends, had girlfriends, all of that stuff, up and down, man. So I think China is what you make of it, man. If you have an open mind, if you come out here to enjoy yourself, have fun, that's what will happen. But if you don't like Chinese people, don't like Chinese food, complain a lot, you won't have fun.
Man, I feel like my favorite impression of China is I think it's like a very safe place. So like my girlfriend, if she was to come over to my house at 1, 2 in the morning, like walking, like no problem. I think she's like super safe, and that's like one thing that I really appreciate about China.
I think China is a beautiful country. There's so many different cities that have different cultures and different ethnic groups, different dialects. You meet a lot of people. It's a very, in the expat community, it's very diverse. You meet people from all over the world. It's a great country to make money, and it's a nice hub to travel before COVID.
What's the difference between life here in China and that of your country, America?
I would say, I tell you what, the service here is so good. You know, if you go to a restaurant or you go to a coffee shop or a cafe, the people are so eager to help you. And I think that the quality of food here is much better than I'm used to getting back in Boston. I think it's really nice to you really get local flavors when you eat. Yeah.
Well, first, the biggest difference between living in my country, especially in my hometown, and living in like Beijing or Shanghai is good transportation. I don't need to drive, which I hate, and there are so many coffee shops and fun things to do here.
I think the difference is culturally, China is a little bit more conservative. There's less, I guess, freedom to do a lot of things, especially now in times of COVID. You know, everything the government says, you kind of just have to follow it. Whereas in America, we're free to do whatever we want. There's no like real censorship or anything like that. So culturally, America has more freedom, and China, I don't really feel that free now in COVID times.
So you mean you don't feel free because of the COVID situation in China?
Yes, we can't just do anything that we want to do. We can't say, no, I don't want to wear my mask, or no, I don't want to take a COVID test. It's just something you can't do here. But in America, if an authority tell me, hey, you have to wear your mask, I'd be like, fuck off. You can't do that here in China.
I like more like hamburgers, right? So like I like more Western food. I'm like a fat guy, you know, and here it's like I find myself eating McDonald's all the time. But like in America, you know, I've eaten Red Lobster, Olive Garden, a bunch of like different other hamburger spots.
Well, I'm from Detroit up north, so it's really cold there, ice and snow, and it's not so cold where I live in Shanghai. So that's a big difference, just weather, climate. But Chinese people can be really friendly if you're interested in what I call Chinese stuff. Yeah. So if you like hot pot and KTV karaoke and willing to learn Chinese, you don't have to be perfect at it, but if you're willing to speak and try, they can be really friendly. But if you're against those things or talk down about China or complain a lot, you won't have a good time here. I don't think so.
What is it working and living in China met your expectation?
I think it did. I'm making the money that I want to make. I'm able to save, which was my goal. I'm meeting a lot of people, and I would say before COVID, I got to travel maybe 2 or 3 times outside the country. So it did meet my expectations. I feel like if COVID didn't happen, I would stay here longer, and I wouldn't have a desire to leave, because it is a really nice place to live and to make money.
It exceeded my expectation. Yeah, when I arrived here, I showed up for 2 weeks. I didn't know what I was doing. I had no one to talk to, but people like took me under their wing. And once I started to learn the city, and really after I started riding the blue bikes, they have these rental blue bikes that you can take all over the city. That expanded my whole base of operation. And when I started being able to explore Shanghai a lot, I really fell in love with the city.
Well, like I said, I came out here with no expectations. I came out here to just something to do, really. Just let's see what happens, and it's exceeded my expectations because my expectations were so low, I guess you could say.
Yeah, and far exceeded my expectations, because here I feel like I have a lot of access to opportunities, not only career-wise, but also medically.
Meet my expectations? Man, I feel like I really didn't have any expectations. I just wanted like a new experience. I was kind of tired of that 9-to-5 rat race in America. And that's when I switched kind of careers to teaching. And then from there, I've kind of branched out to more of like my entrepreneurship self.
What is your message for your fellow Americans coming to China?
Oh, for my fellow Americans coming to China, I would say don't hesitate. You should absolutely come here because the people are wonderful. The city's beautiful. The weather is excellent. There's so much to explore. You can take a flight in 3 hours and be somewhere else that you've never ever could imagine seeing if you just stayed back home in the U.S. So get out, come to China. It's well worth the visit.
All right.
For my fellow Americans, I would say especially for the Black American community that, we go through a lot of strife when we're living at home, and it's a good opportunity to come out and, dip your toe in the other side of the pond.
Okay.
I would just say try it for yourself. Be open to trying it for yourself. I think a lot of people are afraid to leave America and try new things that are different from the American society or Western society. All I can say, it's a beautiful country. Before COVID, you can make a lot of money. So if you're looking for those two things, to travel, to experience culture, and to make money, it's a great place to be. I would say right now during COVID it's annoying, but I don't regret moving here and staying here even post 2020.
What is my message to Americans that want to come to China? Well, right now, honestly, it's not a good idea. But maybe, I don't know. Message to Americans. Maybe just like I said, come here with no expectations, with an open mind, and see what happens.
Man, my message is obviously related to my brand, see through BS and, live a vacation mindset. And I think that that's something that everyone can do no matter where we are. But China definitely helps with that because I'm out of my comfort zone. And yeah.
What have you learned on this journey about life in China?
What have I learned? I think I learned how to be more independent. I learned more about myself and what I want out of life. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay, so where can people purchase your product?
You can find us at black-shades.com. You can also check us out on Instagram, YouTube. We have all of our social media channels, which is Black Shades USA.
All right, thanks, man. So I'm gonna make a short video of this.
How was that, dog? Is that solid?
Solid 100, man.
I turned it up.
100, 100, man.
Make it have the flavor.